Something about the moon tonight felt wrong. Not the romantic familiar glow we've all stared at, but a presence that pressed against your chest. Silent yet undeniable. Scientists, journalists, even veteran astronomers sensed it the moment. The new data was revealed, and at the center of it all was Dr. Michio Kaku, usually calm, composed, a man who could make quantum mechanics feel like bedtime stories. Tonight though, he hesitated. His eyes lingered too long on the images scrolling behind him. His voice faltered, and when he finally spoke, the room fell into a hush that felt heavier than gravity itself. Because what was on those screens didn't belong to nature. Beneath the moon's familiar surface lay structures that no one expected. Using ultra-high resolution quantum imaging satellites, researchers scanned the subsurface and found enormous cavities, geometrically precise, stretching hundreds of kilometers. These weren't random voids or ancient lava tubes. Their symmetry and alignment suggested design, intent, something deliberate. Thermal sensors detected heat pulsing within, consistent and localized, far too precise to be geological. The moon was alive in a way science had never imagined, and it didn't stop there. Gravity readings that had long been dismissed as anomalies suddenly fit into a pattern. A grid-like lattice crisscrossed the lunar interior, aligning perfectly. With these cavities, some scientists began whispering that the moon wasn't just floating passively, it might be stabilizing Earth itself, influencing tides, rotation, and perhaps something even stranger. If so, someone or something had placed it there for a reason. Dr. Michio Kaku then took the room through a journey across history. Sumerian texts, Mayan codices, Egyptian hieroglyphs all spoke of the moon in ways that went beyond poetry. It wasn't just a celestial body, it was a visitor, a teacher, even a regulator. Myths once dismissed as allegory suddenly seemed like warnings preserved across millennia. Even lunar eclipses, the perfect alignment of moon and sun now, appeared far too precise to be coincidence. Perhaps the moon was designed not just to orbit, but to observe, to guide, or even to control. The revelations grew darker. Radar scans and tomography revealed metals beneath the crust, materials unknown to modern science. Laid out in exacting geometric arrays, simulations showed these alloys acted as shielding, capable of withstanding impacts, pressure, even the passage of time. And the strange lunar tremors, once explained away as moonquakes, suddenly sounded like signals from a massive, hollowed system. Could the moon itself be a machine? A dormant engine waiting for activation? Evidence that had sat quietly in archives for decades resurfaced. During the Apollo missions, lunar modules were deliberately crashed into the surface to measure seismic response. The results were startling. The moon rang like a bell for nearly an hour. Scientists once dismissed it, but now, with knowledge of its internal cavities and materials, it made terrifying sense. The moon wasn't solid. It was hollow, reinforced, and somehow responsive. Even stranger were the radio signals from the far side, low-frequency bursts, repeating at precise intervals, patterns eerily similar to early digital codes, and spikes occurring whenever spacecraft passed behind it. Could the moon be aware of our presence? Sending messages? Monitoring us? Michio Kaku stopped short of claiming it outright, but the implications were impossible to ignore. Then there was its orbit. The moon's distance, size, and tidal locking are perfect, allowing it to eclipse the sun in a way no other moon in the solar system can. Most moons wobble over millennia. Ours remains unnervingly steady. Some researchers now wonder if it's not coincidence, but engineering a clockwork celestial instrument, perfectly calibrated. And perhaps the most disturbing discovery, the records that disappeared. Original telemetry, astronaut voice logs, and high-frequency recordings, some erased, some redacted, hinted at encounters with unknown lights, mechanical sounds, and strange interference on the far side. Whistleblowers now speak of deliberate omissions and private NASA briefings where astronauts were told never to mention what they heard. Silence itself had become proof. As Michio Kaku stepped back, the room felt the weight of realization. The moon, our companion, our symbol of calm, Nights might not be natural, it might not be lifeless, it might not even be ours. From its hollow echoes and hidden metals to its impossible orbit and missing records, every piece of evidence pointed toward one unsettling truth. Something ancient, deliberate, and intelligent had touched the moon. And whatever it is, it might still be watching us. So, what happens now? If humanity truly uncovers the moon's secrets, will we awaken something that's been waiting? Something we were never meant to find? Let me know in the comments, do you believe the moon is natural? Or is it something else entirely? And if this revelation shook you like it did, everyone in that room, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Because the truth isn't always out there. Sometimes it's been right above us all along. But that wasn't all. As Michio Kaku delved deeper, he revealed anomalies in the moon's magnetic field. Instruments have long reported fluctuations, but new measurements showed pattern pulses that coincided with certain Earth events, like major storms or seismic shifts. Was the moon passively responding, or could it be influencing Earth in ways we barely understand, and if so, by design or by accident? Next came the surface structures. High-resolution satellite imagery revealed straight lines, sharp angles, and geometric formations across the lunar plane's features, long dismissed as shadows or coincidence. Overlaying the subsurface cavities with these surface patterns showed alignment so precise it felt intentional. It wasn't just inside the moon. It extended outward, as if the surface itself was a marker or a signal. Then, Michio Kaku turned to historical observation logs. Astronomers from centuries past recorded strange glimmers, lights moving beneath the lunar surface, and even short-lived flashes that couldn't be explained by meteor impacts. Modern imaging confirms some of these events were real brief eruptions of energy from specific cavities, but no one could explain the source. The moon wasn't dormant. It was active, in subtle ways that eluded us for millennia. He didn't shy away from the psychological effect either. Astronauts who orbited the far side of the moon often reported sudden feelings of unease, time distortion, or disorientation. Some recorded it casually, others kept it private. Could these reactions be natural? Or might the moon be interacting with human consciousness in ways we don't yet understand? Ancient myths, eerily, described similar sensations, hinting that this has been happening since humanity first looked skyward. And then came the audacious hypothesis. Michio Kaku suggested that the moon might not have been built by extraterrestrials, but by an Earth-based precursor civilization, one so advanced it disappeared long before recorded history. Could this be why the Apollo mission's most revealing data was quietly buried? Perhaps we were never meant to discover the truth. The moon might be a time capsule, a message, or even a machine, awaiting a civilization capable of understanding it. To make the revelation even more disturbing, he presented simulations of lunar impacts. Every major collision, from ancient asteroid strikes to experimental probe crashes, produced vibrations consistent with an internal mechanical response, like gears turning or chambers adjusting. The moon didn't just endure impacts, it adapted, absorbed energy, and redistributed it. Something inside it was responding intelligently. Michio Kaku also highlighted the moon's reflective alloys. Unlike terrestrial metals, they didn't corrode, expand, or contract predictably. When subjected to simulation stress tests, they redirected energy in ways that could mask, protect, or even amplify signals. Combined with the hollow chambers and lattice structures, the evidence suggested the moon might have been engineered to last millions of years, perfectly preserved, perfectly hidden, perfectly operational. And finally, the eerie synchronicity. The moon's orbit, rotation, and distance from Earth are not only perfect for eclipses, they align with subtle cycles in Earth's geology, ocean currents, and even seasonal climate shifts. Could the moon have been designed to subtly influence life on Earth? Was it a monitor, a guide, or a silent steward? The implications are staggering. An object we thought was inert could be shaping our planet in ways we never realized. Michio stepped back one last time. His voice shook, not from fear, but from the weight of understanding. The moon, the familiar companion of every night, may not be what we believed. It might not be natural. It might not be passive. And if it's alive, intelligent, or engineered, then everything we know about the Earth, the solar system, and perhaps even humanity itself, might need to be rewritten. So, here's the question you must ask yourself. If we keep looking, digging, probing, what if we awaken it? What if the moon, silent for eons, finally responds to our curiosity? Are we ready to face what might be waiting beneath the dust and stone we call its surface? Let me know in the comments. Do you believe the moon is natural or something far more extraordinary? And make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because what we uncover next might shatter every assumption you've ever held about the sky above. Sometimes, the most familiar things hide the deepest secrets. And sometimes,